So there are no engineers in my family, so I really started getting exposed to engineering and technology in junior high school. I went to a career day where they talked about the Hubble Space Telescope, and I was really fascinated by that. And then after that, I had a fantastic 8th grade science teacher who gave design projects as homework assignments and spent hours after school teaching me programming. The summer after my senior year of high school, I got the opportunity to work at Gravity Probe B, which was a relativity satellite experiment. I was mostly doing filing and answering phones at the time, but I got the opportunity to sit in on some of the technical meetings, and I was so impressed with the way the scientists and engineers were able to tackle these really complicated problems and find solutions to them. So after that, I studied mechanical engineering as an undergrad. When I started grad school, I started in aeroastro, so I got to take really fun classes like orbital dynamics and rocket propulsion and things that I had been so curious about for so long. I really got to study in depth. And then from there, I actually got to do my graduate research on 2 different satellite programs. So I did research on Gravity Probe B and then also satellite test of the equivalence principle. So kind of all the way through my graduate school experience, I got to spend a lot of time working on satellites. So the majority of my time at SSL, I've been a systems engineer. And in systems engineering, you get to follow a satellite from the day a contract is signed all the way through on-orbit operations. So during my years as a systems engineer, I got to see every aspect of the process, from the design phase, the build phase, the test phase, and on-orbit. And so taking that technical background, I'm now moving into a marketing sales role. So in that role, I'm taking my experience with our product, the satellite, and helping our technical team to understand what the customer needs to build their business case. And so it's really this kind of intermediary between the customer and understanding the technical requirements and being able to translate those over to the technical team so they can understand how the business of our customer is affecting the technical direction of the satellite. So there's 2 real aspects that I see in my job. One is the technical side. I think I've been able to have some success because I've had a strong technical background that's allowed me to build my credibility with my peers and colleagues. I attribute a lot of that to my undergraduate education at Bucknell, where we had a very hands-on, lab-based curriculum and extremely supportive faculty, and that really started, getting me a very solid technical foundation. And then, of course, going to grad school, I got to really broaden my skills and kind of hone my technical rigor. And so the technical piece has been the foundation of a lot of it. But then above and beyond that are the interpersonal skills. I think being able to work with people and communicate has been a really important part of the job. I spent 2 years as a tenure track professor, and in that time I was really able to kind of hone my communication skills and figure out how to take complex technical topics and translate them into something that's easily understandable. In my role in marketing, I'm doing that a lot with our customers to help them understand our satellites, but then also working with the technical team to make sure that they're understanding the business side as well. So I think one of the things that's really helped me in my career advancement is my professional network. I've been fortunate to have some really fantastic mentors that have really pulled me up through the ranks more than me having to push my way up, and that's been a huge help. But then also networking amongst my peers and really reaching out and developing relationships over a long period of time has played a really important role in kind of opening up opportunities and finding ways to kind of keep advancing and finding new opportunities. I've been fortunate to have some excellent mentors along the way. The first one was Keith Buffington. He was my undergraduate research advisor. And along my career journey, there's been some challenges along the way. I've had a few issues that have been real setbacks for me. And Keith was always the first person I would call. He helped equip me with the skills to be able to handle those challenges, and then also really provided the support and encouragement so that I could bounce back from it, and those challenges didn't become burdens that I then carried on. So he really helped me build some resiliency, and that's been key to my career success. The second mentor that made a really big difference was Paul Mitiggy. He was my favorite professor at Stanford, and Paul invested very heavily in building a relationship with me. We had hours and hours of conversations where we would talk about everything from academic pursuits and teaching strategies to spirituality and family relationships. So he knew me so well that he was able to provide really insightful feedback about my strengths and my weaknesses. And that self-awareness then helped me to make strategic career decisions. So I was able to identify the positions that would leverage my strengths and to sort of steer clear of the positions where I was unlikely to thrive. So Paul's influence was really in helping me understand where I could fit in best and where to, those opportunities that would help me to be successful. The third mentor who's made a big difference is Rob Lyon. He was my manager at SSL for the majority of my time in systems engineering, and I struggled with my confidence all the way through grad school, and what Rob really helped me realize is that I was capable of making significant contributions. So he went out of his way to find ways to provide recognition, little ways, small ways, but on a very ongoing basis to really help me know that I could be successful and that I could help make significant contributions to the company. So there's several reasons why working in satellites is a really fun job. The first one is satellites just kind of a cool industry. If I'm at a non-work related social event and people ask me what I do, I say I build satellites. I always get a reaction of being really surprised and impressed. So it's just a cool field to be in. I think beyond that, what it allows me to do is make an impact as an engineer in a really significant way. I mean, the satellites we're building cost $300 million, and I know I've made technical decisions that have affected the safety and reliability of that product we're building. That's a huge impact. Most engineers don't get to work on projects that are that, significant. The other thing I really like about satellites is they are helping to build a more connected world. So our satellites are enabling children in rural areas to have more access to education. People in rural areas are able to get medical services that they wouldn't otherwise have. And the satellites also enable communication during natural disasters. So providing technology that makes the world a better place is also really motivating for me. So I think this is a very exciting time to be working in satellites and working in the space business. It's a time of innovation, and the telecommunications industry is changing at such a rapid rate that there's no question that the role satellites are playing in our day-to-day lives are continue to grow over the next decade. I think there's going to be some key enabling technologies that we're going to have some breakthroughs in the coming years, and that's really going to enable us to have satellite solutions that provide even greater impact on people's daily lives.